That Bay Area.
What's up, Richmond, CA? There's some real stuff right here.
Add on coming down here.
It's Aji, man.
Add on.
Once upon a time.
Add on.
I knew how to rhyme.
Keep your at home. Me on. Or me want to own. Me on type of flow.
That's all I got to say.
Me on.
All right.
Or me want to own. Me on type of flow.
Welcome back to another episode of the Add On Podcast. Let's jump right into it, y'all. Another great episode coming your way. Kanye West and Kyrie Irving. There's two people I kind of want to touch on. Let's start off with Kanye West. Obviously, he made some, controversial comments a few months ago. I just kind of find it interesting though that his net worth went from over $1 billion. I believe dropped all the way down to 400 million. And obviously that's still a boatload of money. That's still a lot of money. But I just think with Kanye, I think he's, people have been calling him crazy, over the years and things like that. But I think he's starting to realize, all the stuff that he had or he thought that was what he wanted was really not was what he wanted. And how I put it is just like, obviously with him no longer being with Kim Kardashian. And I don't want to say it's a curse, but you know what I'm saying? We all know that was going around with, anybody who dated any of the Kardashians. It seemed like something just bad happened to him, or just something along the way just goes wrong. And then also all the stuff that he used to rap about Kanye West. You look at his couple of his newest albums. He's barely even cussing anymore, if not at all. And rapping more about God and stuff like that. So I think Kanye definitely is switching up kind of the stuff he's talking about in his raps. And, and obviously he got a couple companies with him that kind of dropped him and basically canceled him for the stuff he said. But it's just interesting, man. And then moving on, obviously, to Kyrie, the stuff he was talking about, the whole basically share the link, anti-Semitic. Some people say it is, some people say it isn't. I heard Kyrie's views, and initially I was kind of like, man, what did he share? I kind of was like, nah, let me not say I'm on Kyrie's side right away. But then after kind of listening to what he said and then what he actually posted, and like kind of his thoughts around it, obviously he showed he had no intention of any religion or any race, like basically being racist or anti-Semitic. He had no intentions of doing that. He just simply shared it, and it was just expressing his thoughts on a platform that is public, and got it from somewhere that was public, I believe Amazon. So it's just like, the stuff that the NBA required him to do, like 6 different things he has to do to, in order to come back on the team. That's just like ridiculous. And I'm not going to name off those things. You guys can go check that out for yourself. But, man, that's just, I think that's too much. I think they try to take, Kyrie Irving's dignity. I think, that's what I was kind of saying last time as well. On my other, I had uploaded a video, I believe on it was an Instagram or TikTok talking about that as well. But Kyrie is just a deep thinker, man. He's one of those dudes who's an all-time great basketball player, but he really gonna kind of speak with what he believes in. And now there's certain views with Kyrie I disagree. Obviously, the Earth is flat. He said the world is ruled by Illuminati, and that's controversial. And I actually stopped wearing Kyrie Irving shoes a couple years ago too, because I noticed there was an Illuminati sign on the shoes and the box, so I kind of shied away from that. But that's no the here nor there. But with just Kyrie though, man, he's just a deep thinker, and I think the NBA got to realize that just. The NBA just in everywhere, I just feel like everywhere is just kind of soft from all aspects. Obviously, I think the NBA is soft physically wise, like some of the fouls they call, but even stuff like this, man, with somebody just sharing the link, just because you don't agree with it, and he already explained, he already apologized for it, but then you're going to make the man, go to therapy or go to training on anti-Semitic, training and stuff. They named a whole bunch of stuff that he got to do, meet with certain people. Like, that's just doing too much. That's just trying to take that man's dignity. He already apologized. He already said he had no intentions of hurting or harming anyone. Just share the link. You know what I'm saying? So I think people just taking it way out of proportions, and just Kyrie has his ways. Like I said, man, with him saying, like I see, the Earth is flat, and then his views on Illuminati and his views on the world and things like that. And there's certain people who don't even agree with him too. Like even LeBron said he don't agree with what Kyrie said, which is kind of interesting. But he said that he disagrees with what the league is trying to do as far as like let the man play. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously he didn't agree with what he posted, but you know LeBron says that, you know, he agrees with us as fans. Like we want to see him on the court still. Like that shouldn't be enough to kick him out of the league or stuff like that. And it's like Kyrie just has some stances that, you know, some other people don't have. Because even obviously in 2020 with the vaccine, he was like the only player on the Nets that didn't get the vaccine, I believe so. And he basically couldn't play any home games for a while. So he just has certain views of, and I kind of, you got to respect that of Kyrie. Just like, it's not all about basketball. Like, you know, these dudes are human beings too. You know what I'm saying? He's looking at the bigger picture because obviously everybody should be looking at the bigger picture. Like, you know, what you accomplish on this earth, you know, career-wise is great. You know, make money, you all-time great basketball player, but everybody should be focusing on, you know, the end times. You know what I'm saying? And trying to make it to that ultimate destination, which is heaven. So, I mean, if you stay ready, you got to get ready. So I think with Kyrie, he's kind of just looking at the bigger picture, just one of those players who's just a deep thinker beyond basketball. So it's going to be interesting to see once Kyrie's career is over as far as basketball, what he kind of dives into in his second career, because there's some views obviously with Kyrie I don't agree with, but he's definitely one of them dudes who, you know, like I said, just an overall deep thinker and is really going to just speak his piece. And, you know, he's not going to just let anybody, you know, force him to do anything and has his views. So we got to protect Kyrie at all costs because, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people, you know, I saw somebody else even had passed, forgot his name, that, you know, was kind of similar, like the ways that was with Kyrie and stuff like that. And I think got killed. I don't know what he got killed for, but it was something like that. People like Kyrie who speaking out for what's right always get killed for it. You know what I'm saying? You go back to all the people who talking about civil rights with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. They all got assassinated for speaking what's right and doing the right thing. But people didn't like that and took their life. So, you know what I'm saying? You got to protect people like that. But moving on to, you know, Crawford versus Spence. Obviously, that fight is not happening in 2022. It's a fight we all wanted to see, a fight I wanted to see. And, you know, Crawford did an Instagram Live a couple months ago. Not a couple months ago. I believe about a week ago, I think so. And I think I was so excited for that live, I actually ended up watching it at work. And he just kind of explained his side of the story. At this point, I don't know who to believe. You can believe Crawford's side. You can believe Spence's side. I just think with boxing, it's just like we can never get the fights we want to see when we want to see them anymore. Back in the day, 80s, 90s, I talk about it time and time again. We always get the fights that we want to see, but now it just seems like it's always an issue. It just the fighters acting scared, the promoters, the back end, you know, the promotional companies can't get the contracts right. It's always something. But I think with Crawford and Spence, the fact that Crawford initially, you know, basically agreed to no guaranteed money, you know what I'm saying, only the back end money, what he was going to get. And for him to do that, being number one ranked pound for pound by ESPN, beating all these fighters, obviously Spence has more belts than him, but I feel like Crawford, is the A side because I feel like you know, Vegas already pretty much had him as the favorite. So why would Spence be the A side? You know, maybe because Crawford was a free agent and he was, you know, I don't know. It's just a lot, you know, but what Crawford was saying, you got to go watch that Instagram Live if y'all haven't seen it. It's very entertaining for sure. You know what I'm saying? Just him kind of explaining what everything that went down from his side. We don't know if it's true or not. Obviously, I'm a Terrence Crawford fan. It seemed like it was true. And then they went going back and forth on Twitter. So obviously, it's always going to be a disagreement. We never know at this point in time. I mean, Crawford is 35 years old, so it seems like he got this, you know, fight. He finna, you know, fight this random person. I don't even know the dude's name. Obviously, coming off that fight against Sean Porter about a year ago. That's a long time ago since he fought Porter. It seemed like, but man, we just gonna see. We just gonna see if this fight ever happens. I feel like. And not even just with that, you got Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. You know, that fight needs to definitely happen as well. So just the fights in boxing, man, we want to see these fights happen, man. And I think with just I don't know if it's the promoters or if it's, you know, the fighters. Just like, why are we not seeing these fights? Basically, that's the bottom line. Why are we not seeing these fights? You know what I'm saying? Because back in the day, we saw the fighters fight. back in the day. We don't want. I'll tell you this right now. We might, if they gonna fight when they old, like Manny and Floyd Mayweather, we might as well not even see it at that point. Nobody want to see nobody fight when they old. Of course, I still want to see it as a fan, but we don't want to see that because a lot of people say that that Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather fought way too late. Like they fought when they was old. You know what I'm saying? It was basically a boring fight. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it definitely did numbers for sure, but it just wasn't. Didn't live up to expectations, as I could say, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, man. We'll see. You know what I'm saying? Crawford is still, I think that even if he doesn't get the Spence fight, I saw him today talking about on Max Kellerman talking about, if it's going to ruin his legacy if he don't fight Spence. I mean, I feel like everybody's putting that pressure on Crawford. Like, you got to make this happen. Like, Crawford can, y'all want, he already agreed to no guarantee money, agreed to all these BS rules, and y'all making it all on Crawford. But what about Spence's side? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, Crawford was like, man, y'all wanted me to agree to no money, agree to no back end money, and just fight him on the street, and because the fans want it. Like, stuff has to happen behind the scenes. It's not all on Crawford. Crawford is trying to make this fight happen, and I believe Spence is trying to make the fight happen. I just think the promoters and whatever's going on behind the scenes, they just gotta, man, come to an agreement and make it happen, man. Because it's like, what's the holdup? But like I said, I think I'm not pushing it off completely, but we all know for a fact, obviously, it's not happening in 2022. But we'll see in 2023 if Crawford versus Spence goes down, because that will definitely, without a doubt, be one of the greatest fights in boxing history, definitely. So that's gonna be an exciting fight, man. Moving on to talk about the Lakers struggles. Obviously, they dropped down to 2-10. This loss today, at the time I'm making this podcast, against the Kings. LeBron was out, I believe, second straight game with an injury. He's looking like he's, getting more and more injury prone. I mean, what can you expect? Year 20, 37 years old. It's only so much he can do, man. Like, LeBron is just, he needs some help. And Russ is actually playing pretty good this year, man. I just think the Lakers, if they miss the playoffs, in fact, again this year, I think the Lakers got to probably, and Jenny Buss and them buddies got to tank and just start over, man. I mean, it's Lakers, at least they got a bubble championship, but I think this was kind of like, so far, I think LeBron's tenure with the Lakers has kind of been a failure. I'm not even going to hold you. And I hate to say it, but it's just like, I mean, he's been here, 4 or 5 years, only one chip. And that was the bubble championship. So, I mean, I don't know if the bubble, how I look at the bubble, LeBron said he's been a part of 2 of the hardest NBA championships in NBA history, which was coming down from 3-1 against the Warriors, 73-9 team. Never been done in NBA history. Nobody has ever come back from 3-1. I'll give you that one. But then he also said that, the second hardest championship ever was the bubble. Being in that bubble, away from family, motivating yourself and stuff like that. So I think it's how you look at it. Because, a lot of people say being in the bubble was easy because a lot of teams didn't want to be there and there was no fans. So it basically was just kind of like pickup ball scrimmages. So it's kind of how you look. I don't really know how to take that one. But bottom line, I think LeBron, I honestly don't know if he's still going to be with the Lakers if they don't win this year. I mean, shoot, if I was him, I'd go back to the Cavs the way they looking. You know what I'm saying? With Garland and, Donovan Mitchell, Evan Mobley, and Kevin Love, like all them dudes, like they pretty good right there. I mean, like, obviously they would have to, get some players out if they're going to bring LeBron in. But this season, I think with the Lakers, man, I think at this point we just all waiting for him to pass Kareem, at least if he can do that and stay healthy. I mean, because LeBron, he's still putting up decent numbers. I think he's still averaging at least like 25 or 26 points right now per game, if I'm not mistaken. So he's just shooting horrible from shooting in the low 20s from 3. And obviously just dealing with some injuries as well. So I think with the Lakers, man, you can't really blame it on Darvin Ham. And you got to just kind of blame it on the organization for not surrounding LeBron with a championship caliber team. Like how you go from winning the bubble championship to basically on the road to missing the playoffs 2 straight years. Might be 3 straight. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. Like, Lakers, man, you got to do better, man. I don't understand. It's a lot of different variables that go into it with the Lakers. It's not like everybody obviously is Russ. Like, it's not just that. It's shooting, it's defense, it's coaching, it's just players on the team are just not good enough. And then don't even get me started about Anthony Davis. Like, Anthony Davis should be averaging, he should be in the top 5. Like, he's a top 5 caliber player. We always say that. a lot of people say that in the media. Anthony Davis is a top 5 player, but he just don't be showing it day in and day. He don't have that grit, that hungriness that of a Giannis. Even like a Nikola Jokic or somebody like that. He just doesn't. And he's injury prone, well, even beyond LeBron. Like I always say, Anthony Davis is like made out of glass. And it's no disrespect to AD. It's just unfortunate for him. And it's kind of interesting too, because I was talking to some people as well, and it don't seem like he was ever this hurt with the Pelicans. But for some reason with the Lakers, he's extremely hurt. So I have no idea what's going on with Anthony Davis nor the Lakers, but they're 2-10. Unless we get a miracle, looks like they ain't even gonna make the play-in once again for the second straight year. And that would be pretty tragic for the Lakers, man. Definitely. Let's touch on Takeoff's passing. Obviously, I touched on it obviously when it happened on my TikTok, and it's just sad, man. Just touching on him. I think what people just gotta realize too, man. Oh, Takeoff died, RIP, Takeoff. You know what I'm saying? And people just look at him as like just a rapper and stuff like that. But yeah, that man Takeoff had a family. He had a mom just like us. You know what I'm saying? Had friends. So he's a human being before a rapper. Period. But I think just on his death, there's a lot of different, controversial stuff. I seen the mugshot of the dude that killed him. Seemed very young and just, obviously he must have did it out of hate and enviness and evilness. Because like I said, Takeoff was always kind of like the quiet one out of the group. I didn't really listen to Migos like that in a while, but I definitely, know some of their top songs. And I always said, like, the Migos, whether you like it or hate it, like I said, I'm not really a fan of that, choppy style and that mumble rap, but we got to agree, like, the Migos pretty much changed a whole new wave of hip hop and how rappers rap. Migos did that, man. And it's just sad to see, man. I guess he just it was in some type of argument or whatever. I saw the video, but it was very graphic, and it's kind of hard to see who actually did what, who actually shot who and stuff like that. But it's supposedly, I guess, he got into an argument or whatever, and he got hit with a straight bullet that ended his life. So that's just, I guess, wrong place at the wrong time. And it's just, I think, Quavo, obviously, he probably could have handled it differently. I mean, like, if people talking trash to you and you above them, like I said, you got more money than you might as well just kind of walk away from the situation. Like, you don't even need to be there. Just leave that negative energy instead of feeding into it. And look what, it's just unfortunate, man. And not even just Takeoff, rappers in general, from PNB Rock to Pop Smoke, and I can name tons and tons and tons of rappers who died of gun violence. So it's just gun violence in general as well is just, kind of taking its toll on us. And I truly want it to stop, but I really don't know how it is going to stop, because it's just like, I hate to say it, but it seems like if you're a rapper in today's age, unless you like a Christian rapper, like you like a Lecrae or an NF or somebody like that, it's dangerous to be in that state of employment or in that type of business. Like, if you're a rapper these days, I mean, it don't matter what you're doing. Like I said, you could be sitting there eating, lunch with your girlfriend. You could be just, at a party or a bowling alley and get shot. At this point, it's just like whatever. I mean, you seem like you gotta have security with you everywhere you go, even if you don't talk about, gangbanging stuff in your raps. It's just like, it's dangerous to be a rapper, and I kind of feel bad. But like I said, we gotta meet. I was listening to one of the sheriffs, or what kind of when it happened, when it was like when it first hit the media, and we gotta just come together as a community and really try to make some changes, because if this can't just keep happening over and over and over and over and over again, like, why? And I really want the person who actually killed Takeoff, I wonder how he's feeling right now. Like, is he feeling like, is he feeling happy or a sense of pride? Like, yeah, I killed that dude, I'm the one that took his life. Or he's just feeling like, I doubt he's feeling like that now. I doubt he's feeling like he's filled with regret and guilt. Because what did you gain off doing that? Like, what did you gain off killing all the killers? The dude that killed Nipsey Hussle. How you feeling that? What did you gain off killing him? That you killed Nipsey Hussle? That you killed Tupac? That you killed Biggie? All these other rappers who died. Like, what do you gain off killing somebody, man? I bet maybe in a moment, like I said, they might feel a sense of like, yeah, I did that. I put him to sleep or something, like whatever they be thinking. But now, I mean, I guarantee you that dude that killed Takeoff, because obviously I don't even think it was intended for him. Like I said, it was a straight bullet, and it just so happened to hit Takeoff. He was young too, man. He's just out of hate and evilness and just jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Instead of being jealous of somebody who worked their tail off to get to where they want to get, you could do the same. If he did it, you could do the same thing. I think people got to stop being so jealous, and God has a plan for everybody's life. Some people, with that being said, not everybody's going to be a millionaire. But like I said, that shouldn't be the ultimate goal, because, and I was reading a lot of videos, the other day too, as far as like, there's one Christian-based YouTuber, he was talking about, everybody's so quick to say rest in peace, rest in peace, rest in peace. But we truly don't know, even though, Takeoff was a good man, seemed like he was a good man on the outside, but really we don't know where these rappers go, or anybody who die. We don't know. We truly don't know if they're resting in peace, because to rest in peace, that means they're in heaven. But if they, didn't make it to heaven, they're living eternity in hell. You know what I'm saying? So I think, we don't know, obviously. You know what I'm saying? I fell victim to that as well, because I was quick to jump on the RIP and stuff like that. But I think we gotta start praying for people before they die. You know what I'm saying? Because I think some people, once they make it to a certain level, they kind of lose track of God and start feeding into that type of lifestyle of, money and women and all these different things that, that the devil just likes and stuff like that. But gun violence, man, got to change, period. It has to, from school shootings to rapper killings like that to a lot of different things. Because Takeoff, man, was, like I said, just a human. Like, he wasn't just a rapper. He was a human being, had a mom, had a dad, had a family, had friends, had loved ones, just like the rest of us. I think people get so caught up with he's just another rapper who died. Like, if we keep having that mindset, just another rapper that died, like I said, it's not gonna change. Like, we gotta really figure out why we're doing, like, all this jealousy, this hate, this enviness. What Takeoff accomplished and the level he was able to get, it didn't just happen overnight. Obviously, God, with the help of God, with the help of, faith, I'm sure of, and a hard work and perseverance. I know it sounds cliche, but like, that is really a fact, man. If you really put your mind to something, you can accomplish anything. I know that sounds cliche, but that's really all it is. I think people just gotta drop all the hate, drop all the enviness. God don't like that, man. Just really, figure out, tap into, get closer to God, and really, figure out what your plan is, you know what I'm saying, and get ready, you know what I'm saying. Like I always say, if you stay ready, you gotta get ready. You can die today, so at least die today, you know what I'm saying, knowing you ready, and knowing that you did, your gift, what God gave you, your gift, you doing it right now on earth, you know what I'm saying. You trying to figure out what it is that you capable of doing, and get to, the heights that you want to reach, you know what I'm saying. Simple as that. But that wraps up this episode, you guys. Feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, share this video, share. I have another channel as well, Emmanuel R&D. Share that video as well. Share that channel as well. And I'm gonna catch you guys next episode.